And this is Hollywood.
Mandatory in the airport. Please keep your mouth and nose covered.
The pilot's uniform was worn by Captain Frank Vasca while working for Bonanza Airlines in the 1960s. He is shown as a first officer taken during the pilot Claude Ferguson's last night. The uniform shows the change in fashion from military style used after World War II, so the civilian business style by the late 1950s. Bonanza Airlines are out of the gold stripes. In ascending orders, this photograph shows Captain Lee Payne, stewardess Irene Anderson, and co-pilot Hugh Wallace on the steps of their aircraft after a flight about 1953. In the early
coming through Vegas is where I am right now. And at the same time, somehow, some way, I finally changed my address and searched around some building where my address was.
In 1949, Edwin Converse, Charles King, and June Simon began Bonanza Air Services in Las Vegas, standing as a small chamber operation. Bonanza soon added a training school. It was based initially at Sky Haven Airport, today's North Las Vegas Air Terminal. In 1946, the company acquired the first DC-3 and ex-military C-47. Bonanza soon motivated the original McCabe Airport at the site of today's Dallas Air Force Base with the opening of the new field of the former Alamo Field in December 1948. Bonanza transferred its operations here, flying the first scheduled flight out of the new field. More DC-3s were acquired by the U.S. government, and the aircraft brokers such as the airlines began interstate service in 1946, which a route between Reno and Las Vegas. It became the interstate carrier in 1949, adding a route to Phoenix. It eventually served much of Southern California from Los Angeles to San Diego and parts of Arizona and Utah. Some of the unusual routes, such as daily flights in the Death Valley, were tried but dropped when they proved unpopular. Bonanza's growth during the 1950s paralleled the growth of Las Vegas and was a significant part of the community of air service. McCabe Airport was Bonanza's base of operations until 1965. Now, the Bonanza livery of aircraft paint scheme changed about 1957 with the introduction of the flying tail logo.
This will be your last and final boarding call for Southwest Airlines.
Las Vegas was the starting location for Bonanza Airlines and the corporate home of the airline throughout the 1950s and early 60s. Bonanza ground crew uniform as a business. There are people who operated behind the scenes at the airline. These include the mechanics, baggage handlers, and other ground personnel. This uniform was worn by mechanics and ground personnel during the late 1950s and early 60s. Like all airlines, Bonanza Airlines depended on its ground personnel to make sure that the aircraft was serviced and flying. It is to them their case is dedicated.
We need you again. C5, Gloria, Clara, Guadalupe Nava.
A Bonanza F-27 on the tarmac at McCarran International Airport about 1965. Passengers boarded from the
Eisner and Rosalie Weinling, please come to C21.
Somebody on board and call Southwest Airlines Flight 2440, non-stop service to Boise, continuing service to San Jose, to the gate marked C Charlie 20.
I think that's a good idea, and do you think it would be appropriate to Hey, thanks again, everybody, for accommodating the time of hearings today. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Many different aircrafts and airlines have served the Las Vegas Clark County area since 1920. The first plane to land here at Kunis JN4 Ginny was a small wood and fabric biplane and landed May 7, 1920. Since the flight, nearly any type of commercial aircraft which has been flown in the United States has landed here sometime. These models represent some of those aircrafts and airlines which have flown in and out of McLaren International Airport. We are thankful for individuals
For your
and
protection,
airlines
those around you, the
who,
federal
through their
government has
own
declared face
generosity,
coverings
have
in the
made
airport.
this display
Please keep your
possible.
mouth and nose covered. For your protection and those around you, the federal government has declared face coverings are mandatory in the airport. Please keep your mouth and nose covered.
They landed here. Flying colors. TWA was home based out of St. Louis. Transworld Airlines Boeing 707-331B without boom antenna, Hampton collector. Since the earliest airlines, there has been established by the paint jobs of libraries and aircraft carry. This case shows some of the wide variety of historic and current libraries carried by different aircrafts. Most of these models represent aircrafts and airlines who fly or have flown into McLaren International Airport for more than. Please visit the museum and baggage claim and the main terminal. Airports of Clark County. Clark County has had at least one active airport since Thanksgiving Day 1920, with Robert Hensler opened Anderson Field, renamed to Rockford Field on the corner of Sierra and Paradise Road. Since then, many airports serve the county, a few of which survive today. The oldest still active airfield in today's Nellis Air Force Base, which has begun in 1930 for P.A. Pop Simon, a competitor of Rockfield. Today's McLaren International Air Force was started in 1941 by George Crockett as a small dirt strip south of Las Vegas. The map shows how many fields. The Department of Aircraft Aviation for Clark County operates 5 of the existing airfields in addition to McLaren. There are north of Las Vegas, founded by 1941. Executive Airport, founded in 1969 by R.B. Alpert, Gene, and Overton, which was founded in the emergency field for Las Vegas Army Air Force base pilots in World War II. For more information about the history of aviation in Clark County, please visit our main exhibit above baggage claim. Three 1921 inductees, Nevada Aviation Hall of Fame. 1921 to 1940 inductees, 1941 to 1960 inductees. Eras of the Accomplishment, 1961 to 1980 inductees, 1981 to 2000 inductees, 2001 to present inductees.